Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Pranay. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm also good. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening, Moksha. I'm good. Thank you. What about you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Okay, shall we start, children, then? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
children. Siddhi, Pranaya, Purya, Moksha, Ayonija, and Siddharth, can we start? Only
Yes,
Pranaya has
ma'am.
said yes. Okay, others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so turn on the video, children, first of all.
Ma'am, actually, I can't turn it on today because there's painting going on in my house.
Okay, okay. So, others, I think nothing is going on, right? Ayonija, something is going on at your home also? Ayonija?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Amina. Siddharth, what about your video? Dhairya, your video? Hurry up, children. I should not say, you should do it by yourself. Okay, at least now three I can see. Okay, in the last class, we have discussed about the cutting, the different types of it, the root cutting, the stem cutting we have discussed. And after that, we have discussed the layering, right? So, Siddharth, can you tell me what is layering according to you?
Ma'am, when you drag the stem and put it in under the ground, it will uh, grow another branch from it, and then we cut it, and then it will
No,
continue to
branch
grow
will
and
not grow. Branch will not grow. So that the root will start growing out of it, and then we will be cutting the old branch. Okay. So,
okay.
but that's good actually. You at least now are aware like what is layering. That's good actually. Okay, Moksha, what are the two different types of layering?
Ma'am, mound layering and air layering.
Very good. Ayodhya, what is air layering? What happens in the air layering?
Ma'am, in air layering,
Hmm.
uh, the shrubs from stems is attached to the plant, and
Hmm.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. I have a
Good
doubt,
evening,
ma'am.
Aryan. Yeah, tell
Ma'am,
me.
in one of my tests, ma'am, they gave
Hmm.
this question. 1 minute.
Ma'am, where different branches mounted to a trunk of a tree with mud and plastic
Correct.
covering it.
Correct. So what we should do, the branch of the tree we should take, and we not we should take actually, it will be there only at the place. And on that, the connection between the branch and connection between the trunk, what we should do between there, we have to put the soil and we have to cover it with the polythene plastic cover. And as soon as we do it, maybe in a day or two, or maybe according to the requirement of the tree, it will start forming the roots, and from then we can get the new plants out of it. So the new plant will start growing out of it. So that is what the air layer. So two types of layering, where one is for the small one, the small
Good
kind of the
evening,
plants, wherein good evening, Arav. Where like we can take the branch from downside and we can just insert them into the soil, and the new roots will grow out of it. And the second case, generally in the trees, the branches will be high up, so we cannot take whole branch and we cannot bring it down, right? So for them, in the air itself, the layering will be done. The layering of the I can say the layering of the soil and layering of the plastic cover, and from that part, the roots will start growing. So once the roots will start growing, we can take that out and it can start growing again into the new plant. Fine. So the written part is remaining, I guess. Yeah, Aaron, tell me.
Ma'am, this question is, in which way are the steps of photosynthesis different in desert plants?
In the desert plants, what do they do, Aaron? They will be storing the what? They will be storing the carbon dioxide, because in the night time, what do they do? They will be releasing the oxygen. Fine. So in the daytime, whatever the carbon dioxide they will be taking, they will be just keeping it and storing it in the night time. And then they do the photosynthesis process. Okay. And that's the reason, your parents will be saying that don't go under the tree in the night time. Why? Because they start continuously releasing the O2 gas. And so that is why it is different.
Ma'am,
And
could you repeat?
also,
I'll note it down.
what I'll send you the answer, no problem. Okay.
Okay,
Because
ma'am.
this is actually a 2 or 3 marker question. They usually ask for the board exam. Okay, so proper answer you should write it.
In
But
which way?
understood.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, I'm just repeating the question.
Yeah, tell me, repeat it.
In which way are the steps of photosynthesis different in desert plant? That's all.
So I'll be sending you the answer for that. And they change this question also. What do they ask is like, how do desert plant do the photosynthesis in the night time? Okay, so it can be asked in any way. All right. So
Okay.
I'll send you the answer in the group itself, maybe after the class or maybe in the night time. All right. So
Ma'am,
yeah, tell me.
ma'am, like as you told, like it keeps releasing oxygen during the night. Like, how
Hmm.
is it harmful, ma'am? I don't know.
It is harmful actually. So the gas, which is oxygen gas, which is released by the plant, is not like how we are actually, getting it, how we are using it. So that is the reason it is harmful for us. Okay, like if you have water, in the water also it is not only the clear crystal water. The water also will be finding out different varieties of it. In some, the more salt will be there, in some less salt will be there, in some the nutrients will be more, some will be like have the black water, some will be normal water. Same way, the oxygen also is like different in the plants and different in the humans require. Okay, Pranaya?
And
Okay,
ma'am,
ma'am.
last
Got it.
question I had, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, that wait. Ma'am, the photosynthesis takes place at night now, ma'am.
Hmm.
Okay, ma'am.
In the night time, Aaron, generally what do they do? They will be storing the things. And because without light, they cannot do it. Imagine by yourself, think sometimes by yourself. In the night time, what do they not have? They do not have the light. So what do they do? In the night time, they will be storing the things continuously, and as soon as the light comes, they start doing the process.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I'll be showing you I think layering is pending for writing part. So writing part we'll do after some time. So the last one is the grafting actually to discuss on. Am I correct, right, children? Other things we are done with. So grafting we need to discuss. So when we talk about the grafting, I think children it will be good if you can turn on the video. Rizvana, Abhinav, Adav, Derya, Siddhi, Pranaya, others also, Dhriti, Ayesha, Sumukh, Arav, do it, okay? So in the case of the grafting, now what happens, see, two things will be there. The first plant, which is already being planted there, okay, the first plant which is already there in the soil, that is called as stalk. Okay, what is this called as? Stalk. STOCK. The plant which is already present in the soil, that is called as the stalk. And there will be second plant where the part of it with the node and internode, which part? The stem part. Okay. The part of it, the stem part of it, what we will be doing, we will be cutting it with a node and internode, and then we will be inserting in the part of the stalk. Now, what is stalk?
The plant which is already planted.
The plant which is already present in the soil is the stalk. Okay. And the second part which we are taking it and we are inserting in that plant which is already planted. That second part is called as a scion. SCION. Okay. The part which is already there, it is called as stalk. And the part which we are going to insert in the stalk is called as the scion. SCION. So how many parts are there? In the grafting, two parts are there. One is already being planted, already there in the soil. And the second one, what we are cutting and we are inserting in the stalk part. Fine. So once we are inserting that into the stalk part, what we need to do, we have to cover it with a wax. Okay. The plant will have a kind of a wax actually. With that, we have to cover it. And after covering a layer of the polythene cover, we have to cover it up. Now, after some days, what you will notice that from that part where this whole process was done, from that part the roots and the small buds will no not the roots, the small buds will start growing out of it. And once you see the small bud coming out of it, you have to remove the polythene cover, and then the plant can grow happily. They do not require any other thing. Fine. Just to fix the second part of the scion in the stalk, this whole process is done. Now, why it is done? Why it is important to do that? It is important for any way. It is important for us to do it. Think, children, why it can be important for us?
Ma'am, so that we can get both the benefits of both the plants from the.
Very good, Siddharth. See what happened. Maybe like example of a rose plant you can take. See, rose plant can be black in color, white in color, yellow in color, orange in color, red in color, pink in color, right? Now what happened? Maybe I want something with a different qualities, a different color of it. So what I do is I will be taking the stalk of the red flower. Okay, I will be taking the stalk of the red flower. So it means a normal plant is there, which we call as stalk. Because on this, what we have to do, we have to fix the second stem part of it, which is scion, right? Maybe now stalk is the red color flower. The second part we are taking is maybe the white color. Okay, white color rose plant. So then now, when I cut that part of the rose with the scion part, node and internode, when I take it, I just cover it with a plastic cover. Now, what happened after a few days? A new plant which grows from that point of it, where the grafting is being done, that part will have some other different color. Might be pink color, might be light pink, might be dark pink. So that is what the grafting is important. If you want that, you should get a different variety. My voice is breaking. To everyone, it is breaking? No. Adam, I think that you need to log out and log in again.
My voice seems a bit strange for me.
Bit strange. Why?
Yes. It looks like the hair is coming to my.
But actually, I am. Okay, it's not breaking, but right? Okay, fine. So now what happened? We have the two plants. One was the red, one was the second one. We have taken the white color, and ultimately, where the grafting was done, we will be getting some other different color. So that is why the grafting is important to get the hybrid actually, to get the different varieties. Second point, why we can do this grafting, it is to get, some good qualities of it. Might be the one plant is good with the disease resistance. They do not get the diseases easily. Okay. And the second plant might be they have a good yield. They will, they will get on their body, they will get so many rose plants. So what do I do? One plant has one quality, the second plant has other quality. Now I want that one plant itself has both the qualities. So what I will be doing? I will be combining both the plants together so that this plant will have both the things, so that they will be disease resistant. At the same time, they will increase the number of the rose
So,
plants.
ma'am,
Okay? Yeah.
ma'am, when they reproduce or multiply, which color plant will come?
It depends actually what color you're using. Generally, if we combine the red with the white color, we will be getting pink. Okay? Because in the red, I also see you have a different shades of it. White has no shades, but red has the very much different shades. So depending
We're
upon the
getting a
color of it,
mixed. So we are getting a mixed one.
correct. We will be getting the mixed color. We will not be getting the red. We will not be getting the white. A combination of both will be received. Fine. So it is done for the different kind of the fruits, also vegetables. Like, sometimes what happen, you might have seen the tomatoes also. The tomatoes, some will be very round, some will be little longer one, right? Now, if you want that, you should get both the varieties mixed together. So what we should do, we should go for the grafting process of it. So in which you will be getting somehow both the characters of it. Yeah.
Can we do it with totally different plants like
See, it does
bacon
not
and
happen actually. No, it does not happen when we do it for two very different plants. The reason is because the requirement will be different, right? The rose plant, both the rose plants, they need the same kind of the conditions. But when we talk about the two different plants, their conditions will be different. Fine. And when they join together, when we are keeping that scion part there, what happens? There is a connection, right? The cells of the stalk is getting connected with the cells of the scion. Now, when they combine together, they can grow together. But at the same time, if I take the rose plant and if I combine with the papaya, are they going to mingle up? No, they will. They are not going to gel up together. So that is the reason it is like, we cannot go ahead with that.
Ma'am,
Fine, I'll just,
what if we do it with two same plants, like for example, a red rose and another red rose?
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that can be done because like maybe one rose plant, whatever you have is, it produces more number of roses. The second plant of the rose will have some other different qualities. Now you want that both the rose plant should have, one in one plant itself, both the characters should be there. So in that case, it can be done.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So now I'll show you the video related to it, how it is being done, so that you will get the proper idea. Is my screen visible to you? Children's screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, what they are doing is now they are cleaning the part of that rose plant. Now they're making the cut in the T shape. So we will be able to see that. Now one horizontal cut he has given, and then at the same time a vertical cut also will be given. See. So can you see this is a cut which is in T shape. The reason why they are giving the cut in T shape, it is because then only it becomes easy for the scion to get into that plant. So now see, the second plant is also the rose plant, whereas that this part will be called as a scion. You can see very clearly that it has a node also, it has an internode also. So what that person will be doing, he will be cutting in such a way that in one that small stem will have both the things, node as well as
Oh, ma'am,
internode.
internode is necessary.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, internode is necessary.
Yes, because internode is a place where they will be getting the area to grow. Fine. So this part from where the second branch comes out, that is the node. That is very, very important. At the same time, internode is also important because it has the cells which will be able to multiply and which will be able to replicate. That is why it should have both the things. If it has only nodes, it will not work. But if it has node and internode both, it will start growing. Because, like, see, if I talk about the human body also, if we have the brain and the heart, then only a whole body can function properly, right? If any organ we take from our body, can our body function properly? No. That's why in the plant, whatever the process you do it, whether you do it cutting, whether you do it, grafting, it is important that the node and internode both should be involved in it because it has the cells which can multiply or divide. See, now can you see this part? In the center, the node is present, and on the both the sides, the internodes are present. So this is basically this part which he has cut it into like a proper structure. This part is called as a skew. Now see already that stalk part. In the stalk part, he is going to keep this scion part. Now, the reason is why it has to be covered by the wax or it has to be covered by the plastic cover. It is because if you leave them as such, then the cells of both the plants cannot combine together, right? If they do not combine, then they cannot multiply. That is the reason it has to be fixed together so that the qualities of the both plant can be shared. See how that plant is being growing out of that node part. So once it's grown in a proper way, then what you can do, you can cut, and if you want, then you can grow it separately. If not, then in the same plant it can be grown. See how slowly and gradually the plant is growing. And the color he got is the orange kind of color. understood what happens in the grafting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan, understood? Huria, Siddhi,
Yes, ma'am.
Dhairya, Rizwana.
Yes, ma'am.
Rizwana, understood? Okay, Arav,
Yes, ma'am.
Ayunisha, Sumuk,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Dhriti,
Yes.
Sudhamshu. Okay, it is very, very important actually, but don't get confused between both the words. Stock is already being planted there, and the scion is a plant which we are going to insert it. Is a part which we are going to insert it. Okay, it's 2 mark question they generally ask it. Either they give it in the name the following type of questions, or they ask you directly what are the two different parts of it and explain. Okay,
Ma'am,
okay, so yeah, tell me.
ma'am, this process can only be done with two plants. Like, what if I take a stalk and then put two on either sides of the stem?
See, same thing. It depends upon the plant. If it is rose plant, it will grow on both the sides, no problem. But you should not, you should not crowd them so much because they also need the space, right? If you are doing somewhere up and down, it will work. But if you're doing it all together, like maybe near to near, then it might not grow because of the conditions.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, Ara.
Ma'am, why we have to cover the node with wax?
The wax is important because until unless we are not using the wax to cover both the things, then what happens? A space will be created. The air will be there in between both the stems, right? And if the space is there, they will not be able to divide. That is why to fix them so that they can combine together, we have to use the wax for it. Okay, like it's like sometimes you might have seen if your copy get teared, what do? You will be applying the Fevicol, right? To fix it. Both the pages will be fixing it together. Same way, the wax will be acting to fix it. Okay, Arav?
Okay.
Okay, so children will write now the next layering part actually, I guess. Is my screen visible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we were on the layering, I guess. Layering is basically new plants are formed from stems of parent plant without detaching them initially. So initially what we are doing, we are not separating them, we are not segregating them initially from the parent. Fine. So two types are there here. The mound layer and the ear layering. So first type is air layering, or we can go for the
I'm
mound one
writing.
first. Yeah, I'll give you time. I'll give you time. Let me complete RN, then I'll give you time. So mound layering is the first one where a branch is pulled towards ground, and then a part of it is covered with moist soil. So as soon as we pull them, what we have to do, we have to cover them with the moist soil. Then later on, what happen? New roots later develop from this part. So as soon as we do this process, the new root will start growing. And once the root will start growing, what do? We will be detaching them. After which it gets detached from the parent plant. So this is what happening in the mound. So for this, you can just draw a small diagram also, or maybe this is the land here. So what we are doing, mm, this is the stem, and from here you can take a branch going down, and then it is coming up. And from this part, what happens? The new roots will be coming out of it. So that is what the mound layering. And once the new root starts coming, we can detach them. The second one is air layering. Air layering. So here an aerial branch. Aerial branch means the branch which is present in the air basically. An aerial branch is scrapped and covered with moist mud, which is then covered with plastic. So once we are covering it with the mud, then we have to cover it with the plastic. And ultimately, after some days, and what happens? The new roots will develop. New roots develop after some time, and after which the new part gets detached from the parent. So as soon as the new plant will come, new roots will come out and get detached from the parent. So that is what the air layering is. In this case, what we should do, we have to.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible, ma'am.
Okay, let me share it again. Now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in this, what is there? We have a tree, we have a small branch out of it, and here the plastic cover will be there. Okay, with the plastic cover, it has been covered. This part with the soil and with the plastic cover, we have covered. So write it down that this is
Ma'am, I think we have done it.
covered. Huh?
Ma'am, I think we have done it already.
We have done this. I think I've explained you, but writing part was not done, I guess.
I guess we did writing part.
No, ma'am, we did not.
Ma'am, we didn't write, we didn't
We
complete
did not
writing part
write
of slide.
actually.
Yes,
Yeah, we
ma'am.
did not complete the writing part, only the teaching part was done. So now we are doing
Ma'am, you
the
told
writing part, okay?
we'll clear it again, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what actually. So here, then what happens? We have covered with the plastic, and then ultimately from this part only, where the so it is covered with the plastic. What you should write that new roots develop. So here the new roots will start developing. And once the new root starts developing, what we have to do? We have to segregate that small plant or the plant which was covered. Okay. So this is the new plant here. New part detach. So whatever the new part was there, it has been detached here, and it will give rise to the new plant. So that is what about the layering. So you can write now. From here you can write.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Wait, ma'am, wait, ma'am, wait.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Done, children, with this page?
Wait, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Others also let do it fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, we're supposed to draw this, right?
Yeah, just draw it.
Yes, ma'am.
All have done till here?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then go for the next page, air layering.
Done, ma'am.
All have done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
1 minute, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you once go to the previous page?
Yeah. So done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children, then we'll meet you in the next class. So whatever till now we have done it, kindly revise each and everything because the revision is very, very important. And if in case you have any doubt, do let me know about it. And Aryan answer, I'll be sending you that answer in the night time, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
If in case others also have any doubt, just do drop me a message personally so that I can rectify it, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children. Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.